Hello everyone, this dictation is from GD BIST, volume number 4. Speed will be 100 words per minute. Be ready. 5 seconds. Start. Mr. Deputy Chairman, Sir, as the Honorable Minister has said, this is a very simple bill and the House should have no difficulty in passing it. I am inclined to agree with the urgency of the bill, but I have to bring on record that this bill has been instituted because of the non-implementation of the assurance given to the Rajya Sabha Select Committee as far back as 1963. Probably the minister is new to the ministry and he does not know the background, and therefore I am constrained to bring to his notice the facts as they stand. In 1963, the Lok Sabha appointed a committee of their own without associating Rajya Sabha to consider the amendments to the main act called the Major Port Trusts Act. When that select committee's report came to the House, we asserted our right and appointed a select committee of this House to go into the recommendations of the Lok Sabha. The select committee almost came to an unanimous decision that the Major Port Trusts Act should be applied to the ports of Calcutta, Bombay, and Madras. He pleaded that a lot of things would be upset. The Major Port Trusts Act, which control the major ports of India, would not be beneficial if it was delayed, and he said that he would look into the question of applying the Major Ports Act to the ports of Calcutta, Bombay, and Madras as soon as possible. It is now 7 years since this assurance was given. Had this assurance been implemented, the occasion would not have arisen for the minister to bring forward this bill today. This bill is a simple one, which is to enable the Calcutta Port Trust to take up work on the second bridge on the Hooghly. It is a laudable objective, and therefore I am not opposing it. What I want to bring to the notice of the minister is that he must rescue from the cold storage of this ministry the assurance which was given to the Rajya Sabha and move in the matter of unifying the Major Port Trusts Act and bring the Bombay, Calcutta, and Madras ports also within the jurisdiction of the Major Port Trusts Act. The second point I would like to touch is about the large scale pilferage which goes on in the ports, and I would like to know what steps are being taken in this regard. As the Honorable Minister knows, I introduced a number of amending bills for all the ports, and they have been awaiting the report of the Major Ports Commission. I wish I had applied the same mind to these bills what he has done in the case of this bill. If he had done that, probably the bills which were introduced as far back as 1964 would have become law by now. But because they are non official bills, the apathy of the government is there. I would like this to be stopped. Sir, before I sit down, I want to touch on a third point, and that is about the port protection. As the House is aware, the Central Industrial Security Force Act has been enacted by both houses of Parliament. I had my own doubts whether it would be applicable to the ports, and I went on hammering the Home Ministry and the Ministry of Shipping to come to a decision about its applicability to the ports of the country. I am happy to announce to the House that in this August House during the last session, the Honorable Home Minister was pleased to make an announcement that after considering every aspect and taking into consideration everything, the Home Minister had come to the conclusion that the Central Industrial Security Force Act would be applicable to all the ports of India. Port, according to their decision, has been included in the definition of industrial establishments. This is the position of the government. Now, my only request to the Ministry of Transport and Shipping and the various port trusts in India is to take advantage of the Act and try to utilize that CISF, replacing the present watch and ward establishment in the ports, and try to improve the protection facilities available in the ports. Since the major decision has been taken that the force would be available to the ports, I see no difficulty as to why the ports should not utilize that facility which has been granted to them. Therefore, I would plead with the minister, because he is a dynamic person, to take up things and get things moving, to take up this matter in a more serious manner with the chairman of the port trust, and prevail upon him to see that the force which would be applicable to the ports is utilized by the ports for the protection of the goods under the charge of the various ports. These are the three things I wanted to raise, utilizing the opportunity of the Calcutta Port Amendment Bill, and I do hope that these will receive due attention of the minister, and that the assurance which has not been fulfilled for 7 years will soon be fulfilled. Sir, as I said in the beginning, this is a very simple measure under which we propose to take some power so that the Calcutta port may be able to construct that bridge or some part of that bridge on behalf of the state government as far as that is concerned. But practically everybody has supported it, and everybody has supported the powers which we are taking in this bill. Regarding other things, my friend has told so many things about the second Hooghly Bridge. This was a long story, and regarding that, it was decided last year that we should construct a second bridge. For that purpose, the central government has agreed to give a non-plan loan for the construction of the bridge proper and its immediate approaches.